I'm going to do another extempore. It's just, it's a kind of little explorative, but I'm trying to capture on video, at least in some way, kind of teaching myself, or there's an image of me that I can see on the screen. But the idea is to try and capture inwards um, my experience of the 10 vayus a little bit, as much as is possible. In terms of at least, I cannot really say in terms of the chakra, because it seems like the 7 chakras, as has been represented, I'm taking a reference from Google, Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Vishuddha, Agnya, Ajna, and Sahasrara. I find these have a reference with my conscience, that from where I see the Sri Chakra also emerges. But the point is how they are understood, how I'm able to understand it from my conscience is different from how people have been speaking about it, or have been maybe even practicing it. Because when I look at the chakras, in terms of the image, in terms of the sound, for example, Mooladhara has been associated with the sound lam, Swadhisthana with vam, Manipura with tam, Anahata with yam, Vishuddha with dam, Ajna with um, and Sahasrara with om. I think these are having a little reference with my alphabets. Yeah. In that sense, tam is more related, I think, with like tantra. Yeah. Like related with the body. Um, Anahata, the yam sound is with the emergence, like the yama, that which arises from the nothing, from uh, I can't really see the male and female. It's more like the earth-based, the geotropic and the phototropic coming together, and that which emerges from the base of these two coming together. I think that is what Anahata is talking about, because it has 12 petals. It is 6 plus 6, the basics of the phototropic and the basics of the geotropic, gravitropic. Um, that in that sense, it's like a wheel, antaranga and bahiranga in that sense. One way to look at it. Vishuddha Dham, I think, is also when you come to the truth of the matter, but it's also the Daivata. The when you say Sarigama Pada, yeah. So there's Shajjam, Rishabham, Gandhara, Madhyamam, Panchamam, Daivata, yeah, and Nishada. So the Daivata, when you are more in alignment, more in agreement with I can't really say divine, but it's more the I can't say inner guidance also. It's more like the Ishvara Pranidhana, but it's also the phases of life. Um, Daivata is also that which arises from you being more in sync with the Jivatma, being more in sync with the Paramatma. And that which then arises from there. And then the Nishada would be um, coming in sync with the Jivatma and Paramatma more coming together in sync, and then reaching to a you, as in like the peacock. Nishada is also the peacock, but where you come to the many eyes, you see with many eyes, unlike the idea of the Sheshnag, yeah, you are more in sync. And then from these different perspectives, from seeing through these different perspectives, the eyes, the beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. So when you see so many eyes, the different identities, for example, is one way to look at it, is more together, more in sync. Yeah. And then seeing from there, that way, Nishada. But you're seeing you. That means somebody other than I. So there is I have my relationship with me, and then my relationship with other than I, as in a you. Yeah. And one person of affection, one point from where you has a beautiful sense. It's like a baby being born has an impression with the mother, and then a point of caregiver or some form of nurture. And then from there, it's like the seed grows to a sapling, tendrils, reaches out little tentacles, and then holds on to something. And because there is this care, there's this nurture to then grow. Yeah. And then we have a body that's human because of care experienced at some form or the other at some point. So that, even if it's just one person, yeah. Now this is a more complementary partner, conjugal in the sense, it's from a sense of existential, it's more self, your relationship with nurturing, nature nurture kind, male, female, like your complementary partner. It's more than your love for, say, your parents, of your dog, or for a child, or for a plant. Yeah. It's more, I cannot just say sexual, because that would be taking away from the essence of it. This is the kind which then has your libido, or your pro life, your movement towards life, to live in life, in around you. So there are more healthier people coming up. Life is showing up all beautifully. So it's a kind of reproductive fluid. But what I mean by that is, it's not oh yucky gooey, but in the sense that the beauty, the truth that is you, having the substance by which you see more of good things coming up, such that you're inspired to have good things coming up. Just like how you experience life, you want others also to experience the good side of life. That's what I also call as healthier sperm and ovum. Yeah. So it's a certain libido versus destrodo, where you're pro-life and your essential fluid has the pro-life production. Yeah. It's a certain romantic originality. Yeah. So your essence gets more life and living fertile. Yeah, for yourself, contemporaries, future generations, people whom you interact with, yeah, are in some way more inspired to life, because there is these basics. You might be calling it as sex, but it's actually intimacy. Your intimacy with yourself, with a phone, with the clothes you wear, with the places you visit, even if you're writing something, how much you relate with it. And that's not sex, it's intimacy. How much you are more together with it. Yeah. That's when you're not keeping yourself, life is out there and you're watching it like an observer. That's not what's happening. You're playing, and it's not like, drama games, mind games, if this, then that, yeah, conniving and manipulating. That's not what it is. This is about, it's like the innocent play of a child, where there is this enthusiasm for life. And then you are working with who you are in a way that you differentiate in a healthy way between parents, mother, father, child, siblings, even yourself, where you're not kind of stuck even with yourself or with your spouse. Yeah. And then you're it's clean. It's clear, clean essence of you, water. And when you notice Sexual connotations, you would need to pay attention, because that may be several levels of distance from the clear of it. You're in some way getting into they call it vritti, or the whirlpool of it. And in some way, you could go into hallucinatory states. Yeah. Which is not what I'm talking about. When you notice, say, sexual connotations, ideas, you need to pay attention that that's one of the chakras, the vrittis or the vyuhas that you get into, which then takes you away from the middle ground, from the clarity of the matter. You know, Halloween's trick or treat, this is how it is. So there are some of these which then distract you. So there could be a bodily, physical experience, yeah, because of which, oh, you're paying attention to something more versus something else, yeah, versus recognizing what's happening, where you are not just playing out your ideas, but noticing that to this extent, you haven't healed. To this extent, you haven't discerned the clear of the matter. To this extent, you haven't yet grown up. You haven't yet matured. And if you say it's okay, this is all nice, that's like saying, that's where the devil gets you. Yeah. You like to have that healthy, wealthy, wise life, but you're mired in this. It's okay now. Um, to the extent that you are, oh, it's okay now, you're just here. Yeah. To that extent, you remain in hell. You remain in those difficult spots when the best of life is a little paying attention to detail and then seeing, this may seem nice, but that's not the nice. It's like a fine little wooing into something. That could be death. Yeah. So there's this movie called Bhool Bhulaiya, which is also talking about some aspects of it. So you could be drawn into it. Yeah. And then you finding your essence, your substance, your baseline. Otherwise, which is why I have this idea of this scale. Your peeves, so your X line, your peeves. Oh, you enjoy this. There's some things, but keeps detracting you from where you can actually get. X, your why for being in existence. Why are you related? Why are you doing what you are doing? What do you spend your time on, and why do you spend your time for? A beggar and a billionaire both have 24 hours. It's about what you do in your 24 hours. But it's not just about the money. It's about the investment of your time, your effort, your energy, your resources, including money, the people you interact with. How do you relate with them? Are some people expendable? In which case, your relationship with them, why do you have people in your life? To the extent that you think of money or anything is expendable, to that extent, your relationship with these fine aspects of life, you're not having all. You're having life or something like it, or some version of it. Like this is like your practice life. Yeah, to that extent, life is happening there, you're standing here and observing. To that extent, you're distancing from life. Yeah. And to that extent, you don't have the benefit of the ShriChakra or the ShriYantra. To that extent, you don't have a relationship with the universe, with the multiverse. To that extent, you haven't had the benefit of yoga. Yeah. I thought I'm going to capture about the 10 vayus. This became another aspect of the mighty talk. Yeah. Okay, I will post this, or I'll make another video on 10 vayus. Okay. I'll try doing that, or at least healthy natural breathing, being related with life in these different aspects of the basics, including you're drawn into, say, sex, or or things, For example, you're attached to certain things, and then without it, you don't know how to function. For example, some people have beads, some people have certain books, some people have certain instruments. Yeah. Some people have mantras. Yeah, it's a positive affirmation, but some people use mantras. That's also some way of another way of positive affirmations. But or certain sounds. For example, here there is tam, yum, vam. If you could keep chanting it, but if you don't know the meaning of it, you could bounce off of my alphabets on how what tam, yum, vam, they all come together. Then your understanding of the chakras would be very different from how you may be practicing it. And consequently, your experience of the chakra, where you locate the chakra, for example, Muladhara has been in some way associated with the perineum. Yeah. But I wonder if that is all that there is. Swadhisthana, I don't know. I think it is related with the reproductive whole. Yeah. Um, it's not just the gonads. Yeah. Because that's about the region where the hara around there, or even the navel. But I don't think that is how the chakras are to be associated. How I see it is, our body has at least 10 metabolic processes. Google calls them the 5 vayus and 5 upavayus. And different parts of our body function by these 10 vayus in different multiples. Cells, tissues, organ systems, they function by these vayus. For example, Kurma vayu. Yeah. I've seen people practicing yogasana, and they do this, this movement. Like that is Kurma. I facilitate health biodynamic craniosacral therapy. And then I have learned that a body, like a fetus, yeah, like a fetus, as if when a fetus is growing in a mother's womb, moves through these movement, yeah, and then expand a little bit, and again after some time, a little bit, yeah. And this, you don't have to move your head for it. Body is naturally making those movements already in the growing up process. Even when I'm not moving a muscle, there are these life improvement movements, which is why a newborn baby, they're always making one or the other movements. A toddler, they're kicking their hands, moving their legs, and different kinds of movements. At some point, they turn around and they're constantly moving towards the next stage of development, to the next stage of becoming firmer, better. So then they'll be able to firm up and then stand. Similarly, our body is constantly moving through these different developmental movements within our own tissues. No matter what age you are, it's like a seed becoming a tree. There is this idea of the Dashavatara and Dashami, which means we may grow to a certain height. After that, the development is from within the tissue composition, within the emotional composition, spices, physical, intellectual, spatiotemporal, conscience, emotional, social consciousness. So that's also how like a tree puts on girth. Yeah. Bark has many girth, circles. Yeah. They say your eccentricities as you're growing older. Yeah. After a certain age, you begin to start growing in your eccentricities. It's not eccentricities. It's our own different emotional states, different stages of growing from within our body, which needs to be managed in terms of the sukha and dukkha. There's these striations and these skeletal muscles and smooth muscles, for example. A cardiac muscle is a fine combination between striated muscles, skeletal muscles, and striated muscles or skeletal muscle. Both are the same, yeah, different names. And smooth muscles. So a heart muscle is a fine combination between these two kinds of muscles. Similarly, when a body is functioning together, the smooth muscles and the voluntary and involuntary muscles. Smooth muscles are also the involuntary muscles, some aspects of it. And the voluntary muscles are also striated or skeletal muscles, they're called. Yeah. Yoga is also when there's a fine balance between these two. And for that, you don't have to move, but a body is designed to move, which means there is already these movements happening within a body. And these 10 vayus, I'm speaking in terms of the Kurma vayu, is already having a movement, which is why when you sit for some time, you may tend to get a little restless. That is, of course, unless you've chronically gotten into the habit of sitting. Yeah. In which case you may or may not be aware of the movements that your body is already trying to make. And so may have kind of adjusted with, oh, this is how your system is. And then there's a certain, it's like water, you put in a container, it takes the shape of the container. Yeah. When you're moving, then water moves. Yeah. You see, be water. If you just say, oh, this is all I am, this is how my life is, this is only what is possible. Yeah. Then to that extent, you're not aware, mindful of, or appreciative of what all there is in the present moment. To the point that you, in some way, you may have gotten stuck in either the Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manonmaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, Anandamaya Kosha, or Shabda Kosha. Somebody called you stupid and then you're stuck there. Oh, stupid. Yeah. Even if you can think, you're stuck in that word. Somebody called you something, or somebody called you, oh, awesome and great, and then you're stuck there. Yeah, you're awesome and great. Incapable of doing anything much. Yeah, them being, oh, great. Yeah, you got this. Yeah. So you're kind of pedestaled there. Yeah. So there are these different, you could be stuck in words. So if you don't notice your states of being, there are at least 22 states of being. Yeah. There are certain texts that talk about it. Video is available. Hebrew has 22 alphabets. Yeah. They're also talking about states. Hebrew as a language. Yeah. So Kurma Vayu, a little bit in perspective. In my practice, I find Kurma Vayu is also the breath of your eyelids. Your eyelids have tissue. Yeah, it's a very thin tissue. But they also breathe. And when your Kurma Vayu, okay, eyelid breath, since there are 10 breaths, 10 vayus, 5 vayus, 5 vayus, I find a body functions by so many of them. So it's not just 10. So I tend to, since there's a combination of many, I tend to call it eyelid breath, navel breath, lung breath, heart breath, liver breath, bone breath, and then it is about which bone. Yeah, there are so many bones. Then the face breath, nose breath, your forehead breath, ear breath, left ear breath, right ear breath. So different part of the body have different their own breath. Yeah. And then it's about you being able to recognize what's happening. Yeah. So accordingly is your metabolism. Lifestyle diseases come from insufficient metabolism. And we have 10 metabolic processes. Yeah. In multiples of that. So when people say yoga, they're even standing on their head. I'm thinking, that's not what yoga is. Yeah. There's so much more benefit. Because when I was practicing my kind of yoga, lockdowns were lifting. Yeah. During the 2 years of the pandemic. Not once, twice. And now all I'm doing is taking care of my own health. Now noticing lockdowns are lifting. Once, twice. You think coincidence. But then that continues. Yeah. And then I have further indication that I'm to teach this. I'm to continue doing what I'm doing. And I'm to teach this. Because human beings are supposed to and live in life in the multiverse. And I happen to be this character who happened to be doing this work. Yeah. For profit, this profitable for the enterprise. And I'm to teach this. So this is my idea of yoga. Yeah. And it has a mythological benefit. It's like Dashavatara Dashami. So you continuously develop and then live life in the multiverse. So care matures to love, matures to true love. And true love heals wounds over time. Heals wounds, inflammation in the fabric of time space. I've been healing the fabric of time space, because of which the lockdowns were lifting. Yeah. So since 2020 is when I started more intensely looking at healthy natural breathing, because corona and all that, infection affects me, and then I'm becoming other than me, like the bubonic plaque. Yeah. Rat material in our substance, not nice. Yeah. So then corona, it's a virus, it's a microbe. And that becomes part of my DNA, then I'm becoming other than me. I notice my behavior. Okay. My clinical practice started 2013. I noticed that when I'm having clinical sessions, people's bodily processes affects me. And I was becoming a little other than me. Yeah. Because I was kind of like behaving like some of their thought processes, their emotional constitution, and I was becoming less me. So I started practicing what it takes to be me, continue being me, and becoming a better me so that I can offer that therapeutic space. That continued. And then in 2020, when the corona virus and the also vaccination, I'm like introducing that to my body. So I need to maintain being me. So I have this new client, corona. Yeah. And so it is to acclimatize, to familiarize my body to this client. Yeah. Vaccination is like, oh, we have this new organism. Yeah. To get familiar with, so that I'm not getting into disease states. So I maintained being me and went beyond the corona effect on my body. And then I noticed this is an angry virus. It's like Mother Nature angry. Yeah. And then I started paying attention to behavioral patterns, what people are doing, how much they were behaving like a little bit like the virus a bit. Yeah. A little bit covetous, different kinds. So then I maintain being me and maintain being human. Otherwise, I don't want to become like the virus. Yeah. So then kind of maintain the human morphic field, being human. And that required me becoming a humane being so that I'm not fighting everybody. So more non-violence practices and all of that. Excuse me. That helped heal inflammation in the fabric of time space, in the circadian rhythms, because air, um, earth, water, fire, air, spirit, space. That's part of my body as well as the material of the environment. And air, for example, has no boundaries, national boundaries, continent boundaries. Air, earth, water, fire, air, spirit, space. All of them have their own cyclical processes by which they affect everything, creation. Yeah. So I was healing the fabric of time space, in the sense I was healing earth, water, fire, air, spirit, space. So dhatu pada, dhatu shuddhikaran. Yeah. And then, okay, dhatu is also a body composition. The body has 7 layers, substances. Yeah. And earth, water, fire, air, spirit, space makes my substance also. So I was doing tattva shuddhi. Shuddhikaran tattva shuddhi by the earth, water, fire, air, spirit, space, and the 7 dhatus that my body is. So that's like a marriage with life. 24/7 yoga. Yeah, 24/7 Shuddhikaran, yeah, Vikarma. So I'm not getting distracted into, oh, Corona, COVID, yeah, or different people, their processes, what's happening in the environment, the gadget. We have, for example, I'm speaking on a computer right now, radiation effect on my body. Yeah, so that I'm not becoming other than me. So I maintain being me. Yeah. So, and then when I'm then interacting with people, helping people maintain, be themselves. There may be distractions, because of which there may be health concerns. Disease concerns are from their own original ariva, the knowledge of how to be themselves, how their body parts can function normally, healthily. as themselves, as the body parts, as the tissues, cells, organ system. So in Tamil, they say Arivigattamundam, which means the knowledge of how to function normally has been some way forgotten. Yeah. And then when that knowledge is remembered, then health, it's just function normally. Yeah. So I help people remember their cells, tissues, organ systems, to remember how to function normally, healthily. Yeah. Which is also what I'm calling as healthier natural breathing. Yeah. Because your body at least breathes. Yeah. Tissue organ systems. Along with that, there are 10 metabolic processes. There are also Tattva Shuddhi. There's also, well, the different benefits of yoga, Ashtanga yoga. Yeah. All the 8 benefits of 8 limbs of yoga. They're all part of the learning process. Yeah. And then we also have the ShriChakra. And the thing is, why yoga? Yoga is to improve what we're already doing in life. We have our different offices, homemakers, students, professionals, different kinds of professionals. When we are doing the right things, then even if we are, say, a stone breaker or just digging a hole in the ground, you will find nirvana. By doing the right things, you will find nirvana. You will go beyond lifetimes, this lifetime, several lifetimes worth of things that haven't been working, karma things. You go beyond that. So there is a certain dushkarma moving through pashyatapa karma to satkarma. That's also how you earn the grace. You earn time. You earn income, incentives from several factions. We have several circles. ShriChakra, if you see, there are several circles by which it's drawn. So from several spheres of influence, you get the benefit to continue doing, continue doing, because what you're making available is valuable to them. Yeah. So that's also how you come to ocean technology. It's like blue ocean technology, or it's like the ID or Uber. Yeah. Industry game changing. Yeah. Values that then with a few little things, you fast track humanity across boundaries, you improve the benefits that's there from that industry being in existence. Yeah. And then we have several. So this is original human intelligence plus movementless yoga. In my perspective, the ShriChakra, the 4 gateways, the gateway to my world, yeah, my universe, my multiverse, is by the 4 gateways are breathe, heal, love, live. So do let me know which of these 4 gateways inspires you, and then we will begin the journey to health, wealth, wisdom, sustainable health, wealth, wisdom, ecological health, wealth, wisdom, in a way that you become instrumental in living life in the multiverse as you learn the how-to of it, how-to of original foundational yoga, yeah, movementless yoga. And then you have the aerobics, and you have the gym, and you have all the different activities. Best of both worlds. Yeah, it's about how you then do your everyday activities. Even if you're writing, you would be doing yoga. Yeah, just a little least effort, maximum result. But what kind of results? That is also important. Yeah, it's that way. So thank you so much for listening. I hope this has been of value to you. I spoke a little bit of the Kurma vaayu. Eyelid. Okay, I'll just need to tell this. When you're breathing healthy naturally from your eyelids, hallucinatories, for example, you would have visualizations, yeah, or you're having dreams and then you're lost in it, like for hours. Or somebody said something and then you're like, this is how my life is it? Yeah. When you are regularly doing Kurma vaayu from your eyelids, yeah, that is movementless yoga on top of that. Blepharoptosis, that is your eyelids kind of drooping like that. Yeah, one or the other were drooping because of also the heaviness of the life that you have seen or are seeing that is weighing down from your eyelids all the way here. You begin to de-traumatize that, decontaminate your vision. So beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. Your eyelids are not doing that, and then you're seeing that. Yeah, you're partially seeing something. It's like driving a car with the windshield all cloudy. Yeah, a little bit something. Or you have your eyes open, but your um, conjunctiva, the clear of your eyes, or the iris, the black, for example, having cataract, or you're having certain cloudy vision. So you're not able to see very clearly. And then you're not able to see the beauty that's life. Because of past space experiences all having their own precipitates in your different fabric. Yeah, on your eyelids, in your conjunctiva, and here you've been doing so much of this smiley, yeah, all kind of aim a camera, and then yeah. So whether or not you want to smile, you've been smiling and smiling, and then your bones here, your muscles here start paining, and you don't know you have bones and muscles pain, and you need to de-traumatize your smiley bones and muscles for you to be able to have a genuine smile. Yeah, otherwise your smile is kind of fixed. And then you have your experience of living. Yeah. Whether or not you like it, you're supposed to be smiling. Kind of. Sometimes it becomes that. Once you regularly de-traumatize this, you'll begin to start living life from the truth of the matter. What is working, what is not working, you start living from there. And then you start working with people on that which is not working for you, which probably is not working for them either, but probably they are also surviving life, going through these patterns. You begin to start working with people on what's not working. And then you begin to start solving what's not working so that those areas of life, those relationships begin to start working for you. Yeah. So these are some of the benefits of healthy and natural breathing. Yeah. The ShriYantra. Yeah. So your body as a kundalini. Yeah. The ShriYantra. And then you have the ShriChakra for a point of reference to see, this stage of life. And we have, for example, the Sahasrara is 1,000-petaled chakra. Yeah. You have Anahata, which is a 12-petal chakra. So we got lots of petals. We got lots of chakras. Yeah. And some of them haven't been named yet. So I'm just putting it all together. So we get lots of good things. Yeah. Do join me, do contact me, and let's all get better. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this has been of value to you. Good day.